If you have these things, you can retire. It's that simple. I've done this 1,000 times a Sunday. This will be, I'll probably have to do this video every 6 months because it's that simple. Just had a good conversation with a guy this morning along these same exact lines, and I'm going to share it with you. But first, I'm going to show you around. Haven't been down here in a long time. This is my weight room / whiteboard room, and I don't even remember what half this stuff looks like anymore. And there's my squat rack. There's my deadlifts right there. Literally I haven't touched these in, 6 months. There is my pull-up bar. And that's where I keep all my storage stuff, my batteries, all my various electrical stuff. It's kind of fun. My solder iron. Anyways, kind of interesting coming down here. It's kind of depressing because I look at that squat rack. That's only got 235 on there, and I could probably do that. It'd be sore as could be tomorrow. But then looking at my deadlift down there, I got 225, 35, 45, 55, 65. It looks 275 down there, and no way I could do that today. It's that, man, because I was shooting for the 1,000-pound club. What was I shooting for? I was shooting for 315 on the bench, 405 on the squat, and I think 405 on the deadlift. That'd be more than 1,000 pounds. And I was well on my way, but not anymore. Depressing, but hey, I'm alive, so it's all good. All right. So here is a scenario with my trusty pointer. You got debt, no debt. Pension, no pension. So let me draw you what we want to have. We want this right there. If you have those two things, my friends, you can retire. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying you can retire today. I'm just saying you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it anymore. If you have no debt and a pension, you're fine. That's a quadrant approach to retirement plan. So let me share with you what I was working on today. Actually, 2 cases today. It's kind of funny. Working a guy. The situation is actually interesting. Nice guy down in Georgia. He owned a business that was profitable as all can be. And he said, man, so this is back in 2000. He had a good job. He quit to start this business because he had done it part-time. Was kicking butt, taking names, making $20,000 a month. And, not living large, just living like regular good old freaking salt of the earth people. He had to borrow to expand. He had 8 franchises of this certain type of business. And long story short, in 2008 came, the banker called and said, hey, I want to take you to lunch. He's like, oh, that's weird. And the banker said, we got to call on your loans. He's like, why? The loans are performing. I'm not behind. I'm making, I'm doing it. He goes, not the auditors, the regulators came in and said there wasn't enough equity to outstanding debt on these loans. So you gotta come up with $300,000 cash, or else you have to foreclose your loans. He's like, I don't have $300,000 cash. So they foreclosed on his loans. They were making money. They were performing. The bank was being paid. He was getting paid. And here's what the banks did. They foreclosed. So what happened? These assets which were performing are now sitting there idle. No one's using them anymore because no one's maintaining them. These buildings which he had built his business around were now just weeds are growing up around. No one was using it. So what did the bank end up doing? They ended up selling the assets essentially for the real estate a few years later for pennies on the dollar. And I'm sitting there thinking, so this guy had to go bankrupt because his whole business was tied into his business. So he had no more income. He said, I don't have the money for this, so I had to go bankrupt. So the bank didn't get paid on it. He had no income. He went bankrupt, didn't have to pay the bank. The bank got no money, and he had to sell everything. He had literally started out in 2010 or 9 with nothing. His wife had to go back to work, get her a certificate to do something for work. And I'm sitting there thinking, how freaking insane was that? Think about it. You're a regulator, an auditor, telling the bank, oh, you don't have enough equity in this relative to the loan to value. So we want you to foreclose. And now the bank has no equity at all. They have the building, but it's unoccupied. No one's in there maintaining it. No one's working it. They have no debt. They have no income from the loan. The loan they had to write off. And then they turn around a couple years later and sell it for pennies on the dollar. How... And yet the bank is freaking bailed out. And you're telling me Henry Paulson and freaking Rick Rubin, or whatever that guy's name is from Bill Clinton's thing. Maybe he wasn't part of the Obama team. Larry Summers and all these guys are smarter than us. I mean, that's insane. It's insane. If the bank just was told the regulators to screw out, they would have been paid. This guy would have made money. It's freaking insane. You can't. I think it's corrupt as all could be. Who ended up buying the thing for pennies on the dollar? The guy, he didn't know. I mean, he told me that's what happened. He didn't say who did it, but think about it. Harry Reid? Huh? All these guys in D.C. Trent Lott? You think they don't know who's now freaking not able to sell the property, so the banks say, we don't have anyone to buy her, so here comes Henry Reid and one of his boys saying, hey, we'll buy it for pennies on the dollar. Trent Lott, how did these politicians get so rich, man? How did they get so rich? It's a freaking highway robbery. But here's a guy who went bankrupt. His wife had to go back to work. It's freaking insane. Now he's worried that he doesn't have two nickels to rub together. But going back to this thing, here's where there needs to be. I don't blame the banks. Yes, I blame the regulators. Everyone wants to blame the banks. Everyone says the bankers should be in jail. No, it's not the freaking bankers. It's the people who oversaw them. Why is Jamie Gorelick still out there? She oversaw this, what FBI or CIA when it came to 9/11, didn't do crap, and then she was big time on the Defense Administration under Obama. Why is she still out there? How come it's always the government employees who just skate by with their insanity of the regulations and bureaucracies? Yeah, I get there's some freaking creepy bankers out there, the guy from Wells Fargo. But how come it's the government guys that always flood away? And then Harry Reid and John McCain and Trent Lott, they all get rich. How is that possible? Oh, it infuriates me. All right, but at the end of the day, thankfully, this guy's wife has a pension, and it's going to pay about $2,000 a month. That's not that much, Josh. Where? They don't have a mortgage. So a $2,000 a month pension, no mortgage. How much they need to live on? Let me get my trusty. Let's see, can I write this? They need $3,500 a month, and I think that's probably even too high. But he wants to estimate. They have $3,500 a month to live on. That's what they need to live on when they retire. He's thinking he had to work until he was 70. I said, no, you don't. You could cut out freaking. I told him to work 5 more years anyway because he has a job. He has a job, but he has nothing saved. I think like $50,000 saved. That's it. So he doesn't have that $1 million, Susie Orman. Can he retire? Yeah. That's what they need. Pension, $2,000 a month. Social Security, I think he was getting $2,600 a month. She's getting $1,300 a month. So let's take our trusty calculator. Hey, it's still down here. I got one trusty calculator upstairs and one trusty calculator down here. Take our trusty calculator. 2,000. It does work. Yay. Literally, it's been 3-4 months since I've been down here. Well, I did have some potatoes drying over there that I took from the garden. So they're good. But other than that, I've been down here. So they're going to get, 2,000. Oh, well, I can even figure that out in my head, but we'll just do it to make sure his numbers are right. He's going to get $5,900 a month. See that? $5,900 a month. So he's going to get $5,900 a month between the pension and the 2 Social Securities. And they need that right there. And I don't even think they need that much. They have a daughter in school right now at Georgia. So they're paying pretty good money for her to go to college. So, but at the end of the day, that's what he told me. So, and then why do they only need that? Because they have no debt. No debt means you have less expenses. And I tell you, I don't think that's what they're going to need at all. And so we ran the number. I said, dude, and he thought he had to work till 70. I think he was 62, if memory serves. I said, no, you don't. You can quit right now if you want. I don't think you should. His wife can't because for the wife to get the pension, she's got to wait until 5 more years. So she'll have to work. I said, if she can just if both y'all can put your head down and just grind through for 5 more years, you're fine. He's like, I thought I was going to have to work till like another 9 years. I said, no, absolutely not. He said, but if I retire, I can't retire and take Social Security. I said, hey, you can retire anytime you want. You can take Social Security anytime you want to, but you don't have to simultaneously. You don't have to retire and take Social Security. You can retire and still delay. But in this case, no, just go ahead and take this is taking Social Security early too, not early, but at 67, it's full retirement age. It absolutely should do that. No qualm about that whatsoever. All right, so let's look at this now. When it comes to taxes, I didn't actually go over this. I haven't gone over this for a while. I did a little bit yesterday on my live stream. Do I have my don't think I have anything in here. Hold on a sec. And, a little bit. All right, I'll see if that. Oh, man. Oh, I do have some right there. As you can tell, I'm very prepared for this topic. So remember, we got. My arm still kind of hurts a little bit, my friends. So we got $5,900 of income. That's what they're going to have. They'll have a little bit of. I think he had $50,000 in an IRA, but so we're just going to exclude that. So $5,900 monthly income. So we'll look at provisional income. I'll do another video with provisional income. So hang in there.